back. We'll talk about the upcoming Superman versus Batman movie. I got a few people who wanted me to who asked me what's my opinion on that. As a comic book fan, listen. As a comic book fan, any comic book movie in the screen, I'm gonna still watch. So there's no question, I'm gonna watch it. Am I excited about it? No. Why? Well, I mean, it's a long story. I mean, to be honest, it's. I mean, the first Superman movie was really good, in my opinion. Kind of got, for people, they weren't sure if they liked it or not. I have to admit, a lot of people, they seemed to like it, but then there's people who didn't really. It was okay, and I think part of it is because I just think Zack Snyder tried to make every fighting scene a little too epic for me. And I just think, in general, DC has part of a bigger problem where I just think Batman and Superman have been done so much. You kind of feel like you've seen the movie 10, 15 times already. Like, what new Superman and Batman story are you going to hear? Are you going to really see? That's the problem Spider-Man's having now, I think. Spider-Man, besides Sony not knowing what they're doing, which is obviously 60% of it, we kind of seen a lot of Spider-Man stories already. Not as much as Batman and Superman for the mainstream crowd, but almost. So Avengers and these things was new movies, new concepts to people. We talk about the mainstream people. So I think it fit better. Now, I think Superman versus Batman could have potential. I actually think they should have just kept it as Superman. I enjoyed the first Superman movie, and they should have just kept it as Superman. Maybe make Batman kind of cross into it a little bit, but like a cameo. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. They didn't do that. So, for me, I think that's why it's going to fail. Because, first off, you bring him in, you bring Batman in, but then you bring Ben Affleck in. And people forget, Christian Bale really was a great Batman. Now, I think when you look at it carefully, that's what really made the Batman trilogy really good. I think besides Christopher Nolan, of course. Obviously, he's the one who really made it, but I think Christian Bale was second. I think if you look at the Batman really franchise, it was kind of dead. So when you put Ben Affleck in there, it just reminds people why they were kind of falling out of love with the franchise. And then on top of that, now he's fighting Superman. And in a comic, see, the thing that happens is that even in the Christian Bale Batman, I didn't really like. I mean, it was cool, but my only problem is they took out the detective part of it. Batman's the detective. Now I know this is mainstream, and I know you can't get everything that you want in the mainstream. This is not the comics, but the only way Batman could really beat Superman, or if it to be even somewhat realistic, is for the person to show Batman, show the other side of Batman. Like someone had told me the other day, it's kind of like Lex Luthor gave Superman problems. Batman is equal to Lex Luthor, easily, probably more dangerous. So we know he could bang with him if he uses his brain. But once you do stuff like put Ben Affleck in, it just kills the movie. And then I would even stop at that. But then Wonder Woman is in it now. He might have other Justice League characters might make a debut. I mean, I don't even know if it's true. I heard 12 different villains might just, show up a little bit, even though Lex Luthor's going to be the main villain. That is all recipes for a disaster. No way you could try to spin it. I think, personally, DC does really good in anime. They do really good in TV shows. Marvel can't touch them in that. I think even the comics, Marvel can't touch them in the comic books anymore, to be honest, once you get past 2002, in my opinion. Stories are all coming from DC. Marvel is just straight popcorn, quick fix, McDonald's type of stuff when it comes to their comics. I can't even read a Marvel comic book anymore. But the movies, I just don't think DC has it. I just think you can see, because even when they want to put Justice League, that doesn't make any sense either, because when you look at how Avengers did it, 3 or 4 of them had their own movies, and they built the momentum for a Justice League movie, for Avengers a movie. I think for the most part, you can't really build the momentum for a Justice League movie if you're going to have it after Superman and Batman, which makes no sense. And then I forgot Aquaman's going to be in it too. 12 villains, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck. If the movie ends up being a 6 out of 10, I'll be happy, to be honest. But will I go see it? Yeah, so I guess I'm a hypocrite. But no question, I think for the most part, it spells doom for DC, because I think this doesn't do good. The Superman stuff is done. Right? And it's going to do good. But what's going to happen is, if it's a bad movie, it's going to make money. But what happens is, if it's a bad movie, this goes as a strike. And then when you have part 3 could kill the whole franchise. So it's dangerous, Because on one false move, you kill Superman and Batman, and that's your most marketable characters. Because nobody really believes in a Wonder Woman movie yet. They're gonna do Flash, or they plan, or they kind of suggest Flash. Will that work? I don't think that'll work. I actually would prefer to see a Wonder Woman movie, to be honest, than Flash. Actually, I prefer to see a Wonder Woman movie than at this point than a Batman Superman movie. Just because I've seen so much Batman Superman movies, just like Spider-Man. I didn't see part 1 in the movies. Waited for it to come on Netflix. Part 2, I went to see it, and I was disappointed. I said to myself, why did I go see it? You just seen so much of it already. And Batman Superman are worse because you had a lot of the stuff from the 80s. Makes it even worse. You just seen everything already in Batman. So I just think, well, DC, if they, I personally think they should stick to anime and TV shows. I just don't think they should make movies, because I think when you look at it carefully, Disney is corporate, but because they still do movies, and because Marvel got lucky, they leave those guys alone to do whatever they want. I think for DC, when you start getting to bigger budgets, when you get these corporate heads who want to just replicate what their rivals are doing, first of all, they're Warner Brothers. Like, Marvel Studios has to depend on Marvel Comics. Warner Brothers is a big studio. They don't even have to do DC if they don't want to. They could keep it. That's why I don't understand what they're doing. Like, they don't have to really make movies out of their comic book universe. They're a big studio. They make movies that have nothing to do with comics. So I just think, bad move. And if it fails, you're killing Batman, Superman, maybe Wonder Woman, maybe Justice League too. The cool thing about Marvel is, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna bomb, myself. But it's so it's related to Avengers, but it's not. That if it bombs, it's going to really more affect Phase 3 of Marvel, which I'm going to talk about in a separate video. So, till next time, may you have a Neptunian existence. Peace.